Let me speak as a candidate who has not faced a contest before, in 2006 without contested. And so going around speaking to residents, they are actually very grateful and happy that they have an opportunity to vote this time. And it's important because I think as all Singaporeans, we want to participate in the democratic process. Who you vote matters, but participation also matters. And I think they recognize that. They also recognize that not only are they voting for the team that will lead them the next 5 years, in this election in particular, they're also voting to who forms the next government. Because as you know, and for all indications, most seats will be contested. So it's important. I think people like and treasure the fact that they are participating in a very important process to decide a very important question. On the issue of who is a more experienced campaigner, I think all of us will have your own views. And over the next 2 weeks, I'm sure there'll be a lot of sound and fury, a lot of tactics, whether someone has got this right or someone has got this wrong. But ultimately, I think the residents also recognize that whatever happens in the 2 weeks, when you cast your vote, you're really voting for the people who will lead you for the next 5 years. So I think the 5-year question is probably a bit more important than the 2-week question. So who do you want to lead you in the next 5 years? So you can talk about who is experienced in campaigning, who is not experienced in campaigning. But one thing we all have experience in this at this table is running a GRC. And I think residents can measure what experience we have at running a GRC and how well we have done in the last 5 years. And you don't have that same experience from the other side.
Really, campaigning is only the beginning of the story. Campaigning is just if you get elected, well, whether you have the organizational ability, whether you're able to marshal a team together, whether you have done the kind of work of the scale before or not, and whether you're able to mobilize the people who will support what you want to do. Because it's not just doing things. You basically got to go out and persuade them and say, I'm going to do this for you. And increasingly, we know that our residents will say, oh, I don't like this particular part of it, can you change it? So you must also have the experience to learn how to adjust and how to take in the views of our residents and make improvements along the way. And that's how we have been doing our work, particularly in the last few years.
Yes.
No, I don't want to comment about him. I don't know him. I've met him in my work in the ministry, but I hardly know him because he didn't work directly with me, so I'm not able to say anything about him. No, that's his decision. The establishment is a very big organization.
Borrow candidates from other parties to form a team. Another party to form a team. What's our view?
Well, yeah, I think it's good that they want to contest in every constituency, and indeed that is also our wish that they can contest in every constituency. When they borrow members from one another, well, I think the conclusion is for people to draw, which means that they probably can't find even enough of their own people to form a team, and therefore they just borrow. Look, when a party is formed, any political party for that matter, it has its principles, it has the fundamental beliefs, the values, and it has the programs that it says it wants to do for the people. Now, if you join a particular party, like people join us, but they know what we stand for. We stand for making sure that Singapore continues to survive, continue to grow, our people continue to have jobs, and we continue to improve their living, and we make sure that we stay competitive in the world. And we make sure that we safeguard our sovereignty. So that is the PAP's objective, its goal, and making sure that everybody have a place in this society. Other parties, when they set up, they too must have their own specific goals, objectives, etc. Once they say, I can take a member from here, take a member from there, well, so what does it mean? It just means that I'm not sure that they can understand, or they understand what they stand for. I think that's for the people eventually to decide whether that is the kind of team you want to vote. You know, you assemble a team before an election. Who are they? Do people know them enough? Particularly if you assemble a team with different parties, members, then how do you know that they share the same philosophy? Right? And we have seen the SDA. 10 years ago, they started SDA, and then they have a group of parties, the SPP, the Justice Party, the PKMS, the NSP getting in together. So that's supposed to be an alliance of parties. But it didn't quite work out after 10 years. So I think people can see, you know, our people are quite smart, you know. When they assess it, say, well, you want a party that is stable, that is strong, that is with people with a heart, with a passion, with a capability to do good for Singapore, not. Or you come in because when there's election, we get together and have a good rah-rah.